Hey everyone, this is Eddie with DAC Moto. Today is Tech Monday. We're going to talk about safety wiring, how to safety wire up your bike if you're going to do track days or if you're going to road race, if you get yourself a road race license and you want to start road racing at the amateur level. Also, you got to start somewhere, right? We can't all be pros. So we're going to talk about safety wiring and why you want a safety wire, and we'll do a couple of demonstrations. One will be on a oil filter, as you can see right here. I'll pan down a little bit in a minute when I get ready to do it. And the other one will be on an oil plug on my V-Strom on my Venture bike. So why do you want a safety wire? Well, Formula USA, who's the sanctioning body over CCS and WERA, they require, before you can get on the track and race, or in some cases, a lot of tracks require that before you can do their track days there, that you safety wire the oil filter, your drain plug, your oil fill plug, and your radiator cap. And the reason for this is if you have an accident and you don't have the oil filter spinning loose by chance because it rolled in the gravel trap and then spewed oil out onto the track, or you don't have your radiator cap come loose because it got hit, spun down the road, and as you're sliding, hopefully that don't ever happen. But so it's required by the sanctioning bodies and most tracks where you go to do a track day that you have your bike safety wired, so you don't end up with a mess. At least most. Always check with your track. If you're going to go do a track day near your city, wherever you're going in your state, check and see what their rules are. Sometimes, like I said, some require that you do safety wiring, and others may not. They may not be worried about it. But if somebody crashes and they spill coolant or spill oil on the track, well then there pretty much goes the rest of the track day for most people until that gets cleaned up. Especially if it's oil or even coolant, because coolant being slick as it is, it'll take some time for them to clean that up. And do you want to really be, especially if it's on the race line, do you want to make sure it's clean? Do you want to go over that race line not knowing if it's cleaned up and you're going to get the proper traction out of your tires? So let me start off here. I got a oil filter here. I'm gonna bring a camera in a little closer and pan it down some. So I got an oil filter here, and basically what you'll do is you'll go take yourself a hose clamp like such, and that hose clamp is what's going to be the anchor for the safety wire. Obviously, you can't really put safety wire around the whole entire oil filter because it would fall off. So let me see if I can pan up just a bit, catch a little bit of what I'm saying here. So you're gonna have to put a hose clamp on your oil filter so that way it has an anchor to be able to attach the wire to it, and then from there you'll find a point or a spot on the motorcycle that you can anchor the other end of the safety wire to. Now this kit you see here, I bought this kit a long time ago, back in the late 90s, early 2000s when I used to road race. You can see it came with a large plier, a medium plier, a specialized setup here to do certain types of safety wiring on could be for aircraft and such like that. And then you got your different, there goes a label off of there. And you got your certain different thicknesses of safety wire here. This one here that we're going to use for today is 21, I don't know if you can see that, 20 thousandths, I believe it says there. Yeah, 20 thousandths is what it says that the thickness of the safety wire is. And this one here, this is 41, and this one here that the label fell off is 32. I always use the 20 thousandths just because it was easier to manage and use the pliers on. The thicker the wire, the stiffer it is and the harder it is to manipulate. And so basically, just go with a 20 thousandths and that'll be good. So we're gonna do this oil filter here, and for all purposes, I already cut the wire ahead of time. So you'll insert the wire through here as such, and then you're gonna take your pliers, and then you're gonna put the pliers close enough to when I squeeze them, I'll pull this down right here. When I squeeze the pliers, I'll pull this down and it locks it in so it stays pinched. So you want to get it close as possible, so that way you don't have a big gap. So what you're gonna do now is I'm gonna hold this here, and you're gonna sit there and spin. So let me release the pliers. So now you can see what it did. It put a nice little twist on the hose clamp there. So it's going to stay secure on that hose clamp. So afterwards, what you're going to do is you'll attach the other end, and I'll just use my finger as a demonstration purpose. I'm not going to really safety wire my finger. That would hurt. So you'll attach it to another end, might be a bracket, maybe a hole in a bolt you drilled, something nearby, and then you'll do the same. So that's basically how you'll safety wire your oil filter. And when you do that, you can, and then of course you'll tighten down this, tighten down the hose clamp here. So after you got the hose clamp tightened down, now you know that hose clamp is not going to go nowhere. That safety wire is attached to it. It's going to stay secure onto that. And then, of course, like I said, the other end of it, you'll turn around and the other, the other end, you'll turn around and attach that end to another section of the bike there. That's a secure part of the bike that you don't have to worry about it. It's going to come loose either. And then you'll safety wire that part of it there too. And it'll stay pretty much, it'll look exactly like how that is on there. So what I'm going to show you next is how to do the oil fill plug. We're going to do that right here on my V-Strom. So let me get the bike in position and get the camera set up, and we'll show you that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and safety wire this oil fill plug here, where you would obviously, when you change your oil, this is going to be where you put the fresh oil in. And the reason you want to do this, now we're doing this on my adventure bike, so no, I'm not going to ride it on the track, obviously. Excuse me if you don't see me in the frame here, as long as you can hear me. And the reason you want to do this is, you know, you're going to be traveling across states, you're going to be camping. It's sad to say, but there's some deviant people in the world today, and somebody may not like the kind of bike you're riding on, or think you're more, you know, you have a little bit more than they do. Who knows? Whatever the case may be, but it's too easy to unscrew this, you know, take it off and pour some sand, water, anything down in there, and then ruin that person's day, your day, get your day ruined because somebody wanted to play a nasty trick on you. So it's kind of a good idea to have your fill plug safety wired if you travel, just for pretty much that purpose there, so you don't have to worry about somebody tampering with it and messing with it. So I already drilled a hole, pre-drilled the hole to save time, so we didn't have to go through that process. And I already cut the wire also to save time. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this wire, and I'm going to insert it in here now, and I'm going to bring the two ends together just as such. And I'm going to use this water pump right here. The tip of the water pump here is my anchor point. So I'm gonna measure it all the way up to right here. If you can see where my fingers are, I'm gonna measure it to about right there, and that's where I'm gonna put the pliers, so I can squeeze down as such. I got them locked in place. So now we're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and, yeah, they weren't supposed to fall off, but they did. Let me lock them back on. So we're gonna keep tightening it down. Our thing doesn't want to hold on for me. Let's try this again. Apparently every time I let the screw jack snap back, it would pop the release lever on it and open it back up. And it did it again. Do a little bit more on this here. Yeah, I felt it pop release again. Guess these things are getting worn out. Now, hopefully you can see how it twisted that wire into a nice spiral twist right there. So that pretty much gives it double strength from when you have it anchored right there. So now we're going to take it and wrap it around the water pump neck here. I'm going to join the two halves. You probably can't see it. It's probably out of the frame of the camera. I'm going to join the two halves together. Lock down on it. And tighten that down like that. Now, you could be saying, well, somebody's just got to come and pop that wire. And that could happen too. You're right. Somebody could just come and pop it, cut it. But the object about that is too, if you see the wire broke, if you're coming from out of the store, or you just got some gasoline and you go in the store to use a bathroom and you're coming back out, or after the motel or wherever you camped, and you come back and you see the wire broken, well, right then that's a telltale right there to say, ooh, somebody's been messing with my fill plug. Let me look inside and make sure they didn't dump something in there. It's going to cause me a problem going down the road. So yeah, it could be still tampered with and broken off, but the idea about it is it's a tattletale, so it'll alert you to let you know that somebody has messed with your bike and done something mischievous, which is not cool at all. So that's how you safety wire your fuel plug. I showed you a minute ago how you do the oil filter plug. I mean your oil filter, but you also want to do your oil drain plug too. That's if you road race. So well, that's today's tech tip for Tech Mondays. If you have any questions about safety wiring your bike, or want to know what type of wire to get, or the tools, or where to find them, usually you can actually find some of these things like the pliers on Harbor Freight website, or if you have a local Harbor Freight in your town, you can find safety wire pliers. And usually they sell some safety wire, but a lot of times it's too thick there. But that's how you safety wire a oil filter and your field plug. I'm not going to demonstrate how to do a drain plug. I don't have any race bikes no more. Too old for that stuff. So, but I appreciate you coming to my channel. If you would, please subscribe. Ring that bell, mash that bell, smash that bell for the next video notification. And if you would, I appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. Let me know you liked the video. If you have any questions, like I said, or if you want to leave a comment, please do so. You always do respond, and we'll come up with something good on the next Tech Monday there. I ain't gonna give it away yet what it is. Oh, I wanted to remind everybody too right now, and if you guys that live in the southern Tennessee near the Georgia border, or the North Carolina, the western part of North Carolina, or if you're in North Georgia, Suches, if you look at my last video I made, I was at Two Wheels of Suches. I went there and had lunch and kind of showcased the place. Good place to go camping, moto camping. It's motorcycle friendly. That's basically what it is, a motorcycle resort. But this coming Saturday, the 12th, they're going to have their annual swap meet. So if you're living in the area and you got some, parts, bike parts, motorcycles you want to sell, bike parts you want to sell, leathers, helmets, whatever you got that you don't use no more, bring it down there to the swap meet. And I believe it starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday. I think it runs till about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can go on their website and check. It's TWO Wheels of Suches. Anyways, this is Eddie again. I appreciate it. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Two Wheels.